Hello, everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and my dear Limitless tribe. I welcome you to the Limitless show on this Wednesday evening, and I'm so grateful to you for joining me on this show. It is said that the purpose of life is a life of purpose. And if our life does not have a purpose, it cannot be joyful, we cannot be fulfilled, no matter what we do in our life. So, aligning to our purpose is so very important to each and every one of us so that we can not only explore our fullest potential while aligning with that purpose, but also serve others in this world. Because I believe with all my heart that there are two major reasons why we are there in this world. One is definitely to be able to, live up to our full potential. And second is to contribute to others, to help others, support others. And if we haven't done that in our lives, our life goes to the waste. So today we have one such guest on the show who actually found his purpose pretty early on in his career, early on in his life, and he has not looked back ever since. He is a chartered accountant and a company secretary by profession. And 3 years back, all of a sudden he realized that he was not fulfilled at all. He was not happy doing what he was doing. And that was the day he took a decision that changed his life forever. So let's bring, Arsh Gaur with a warm round of applause. He's from Ludhiana and he is changing thousands of lives all across India. So let's bring him on, guys. Hey Arsh, hi, how are you?
Hi, Anshu. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction.
My pleasure. Great to have you here. People are raking in millions, through your profits coaching. So why don't you, before we begin, you share your story with us so people can get, inspired and motivated.
Yeah, sure. So, I am Arsh Gaur, a chartered accountant by profession, qualified in 2012. But my journey of CA, I think, started when I was a child because my father is also a CA into practice. Or all through my life, what I saw myself was as a chartered accountant practicing in his office, joining my father and trying to increase that, right? In the school days, in the college days, and after the journey started for CA. Qualified in 2012 till 2019, I tried to give my best because chartered accountancy practice was my bread and butter. And but eventually the happiness started declining, and I realized
Yeah,
that all these compliances and everything which we are doing, they are compulsion, and I'm not being able to add value to the people, to the clients. And all this started giving me kind of depression. I started getting up late, reaching office late. And in 2019, it was my birthday, I remember, and the staff and my wife planned a wonderful party. Everyone was happy, laughing there, but I was the one who was not able to even absorb that happiness and or enjoy in that moment. And that moment I realized the balance 30, 40, 50 years, whatever God has gifted me, I cannot stay like this. I will
right.
not be able to survive this way. And I have to find my purpose and I have to follow that. That day I decided in 2018, I remember, that I will be finding my purpose and following that from now on. But that was just the beginning. It's not that easy always. That journey started, but I was able to find purpose in August 2019, almost 8 9 months after that search started, when I got to know about a training, a business coaching, and I got to know that we can actually help people increase profits and everything by giving some systems or training them, because business is never taught. We always learn business through the experience and through the journey. And if we
Absolutely.
have to go for any medical expertise, we will go to a doctor, right? If we have to get a car repaired, we will go to a mechanic or something. But if we
Right.
have get any training about business, we will try to do it on our own, do the mistakes, and then learn. But why can't business be learned? And I realized that this is something which I can give to the people. And I decided to go for that training, and that training was worth rupees 10 lakh only. And that was a huge, huge, huge sum for a chartered accountant to pay for a training. I remember taking a loan on my father's fixed deposit for that training. I decided I will be investing that amount on myself. सोचा कि अगर
Right.
ये गाड़ी ले लेते तो उसके बदले ये I'll invest it on myself, and this is how it all
Right.
started. And after that, there has been no turning back. I have invested heavily in my trainings. And in that journey of training myself, I realized that what I can add value to, what I can do. And then COVID happened in 2020. And I would say that was actually a blessing to me, because though it is not a blessing to everyone, but a blessing in disguise to me, because I was able to focus on myself on for those 2 3 months. And I used to wake up at 4, work till 10, and created the structure of my course and how I can add value to the people around. And then I started a YouTube channel and my course, and now I also do one-to-one trainings, one-to-one implementations, and I'm happy with the results my participants and students are getting by their actions. And that has been a wonderful journey till now, and it is going to be better also after this.
Amazing, amazing. I can see that, people had a lot of results, because I can see that, I think all your mentees are over here, if I'm not wrong. So we have someone grow business. He has not put his name, so I don't know. So he says, good evening. We have Mansi Chawla who sends a flower. Then we have Dil Hai Hindustani, Vinderjeet Singh, 1615, Lakshya Jain. So, hello everyone. Thank you so much for sending so many comments and showing so much of love. Thank you so much, guys. It's a pleasure to have all of you over here. So, do they call you like sir, or are you like a
They
teacher to
call
them?
They call me a coach, but I generally say that I'm not your coach. I'm your brother, and I'm no one to teach you. I can just help you realize your potential in the business, and you are the action takers, and you are the person who create the result. So that's something which I always feel, because my participants are generally they are minimum 40 years of age. They are 10 or 20, or my uh, oldest participant was 68 years of age. So I have participants who are much senior to me, and I'm just a 32 years old guy. So I feel I cannot compete them in their experience, but I can definitely help them with the learnings and all the creations to create results in their business.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mansi Chawla says you are a real superhero.
Thank you,
Vinay
Manju.
Jain says super coach. And
Wow,
Mansi
thank you,
Chawla says
Manju.
Arsh Bhaiya.
Yes. So these are the people actually who keep me going. These comments, appreciation, support always help me being consistent and keep on doing what I'm trying to create.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have Bhavna Gaur.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, when you felt that you wanted to make a place for yourself under the sun, why did you choose to help the SMEs, the small and medium sized enterprises, and not do in getting profitable and not do anything else? Because you were a chartered accountant, you could have
Mhm.
had so many other options as well. So, why this particular thing?
Right. Anshu, all this was created in my journey. I never decided to do this and everything. I just went with the flow. What happened was
Mm-hmm.
that most of our clientele and most of the industries here in Ludhiana are SMEs. SME Ludhiana is
Okay.
an industry hub, and there are SME industries. And what I learned from all the coaches and everything, when I came back to Ludhiana and tried to help people or implement it here, I realized nothing works here, because this is SMEs are the most unorganized sector, and these things will not apply. Like the big coaches for the corporates, those things definitely work. But for the
Right,
SMEs, it has to be a different story. We have to read the structure. We have to help
right,
them with the limited resources they have. They cannot employ multiple people to create the results and everything. So we have to
right.
change the system itself, and that is how
Correct.
this SME clientele came in my purview. And when I started delivering to them, and once
Mm-hmm.
they started getting results, my target
Mm-hmm.
audience got clear that these are the people I want to serve. These are the people where I can add the most value to, and that is
Right.
how this was made clear to me.
Right, right. Sounds good. So,
Yes.
yeah, generally your purpose does come to you. Actually, most
Yes.
of the time,
Yes.
it's not something we go and find. That's so
Right.
true. If the
Yes.
purpose comes looking for you, what we seek is also seeking us.
Yes.
So,
Right.
great. So, you take
And
a
that's
few days of holiday. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
and talking about the purpose thing, since you shared, I feel
Yeah,
that after 30 years of struggle and all those journey, I was able to find my purpose. Initially I used to feel, why at 30, like why not at 22 or 24 when I qualified CA? But then
right,
eventually I realized that if I had not suffered for those 7 years, I would not have decided to find my purpose. I would not
right.
have invested so much passionately in finding my purpose. And that's why I was able to create those results. So those sufferings actually helped me to create
Yes,
and transform myself. So that
so
was part
true.
of the journey.
So true. I
Yes.
think, no one finds their purpose just like that. I mean, it just out of the blue, no one finds it. I think you have to go through certain challenges, certain situations where you kind of fall down and then you rise up. That's when you are more able to comprehend what is the purpose behind everything. So,
True.
yes. So, it was very interesting to find that, to understand that you take a few days of holiday actually every month, which I think 98% of this world's population does not. Even if they take like one holiday in a year, that is a big thing, but taking it every month is very difficult. How have you managed to make this dream a reality?
Yes. So this again relates to my childhood and my professional journey. Being like CA needs a lot of study, and I never took an off till the time I qualified, till
Right,
2012. And also
right,
after that, till 2015, till I was happily married to my wife, CA Sakshi Mahajan. After we got married, we started living life and enjoying, and it was a great transformation in my life. So this gap of not holidaying, not enjoying life, just working on something created that vacuum. And that is how I always wanted, now I have to live my life now. And it was always difficult to plan because CAs generally are running under the pressure of some last dates. Most of the time it is like income
right.
tax, GST, everything, some last dates, every time some last
Yes,
dates are going on.
right.
But with the business trainings which I did and all the systems which me and my team created, I could free myself up and I could focus on the profit coach thing and also take time for enjoying my life, because I feel enjoying your life, taking an off is very very important, not only for the relaxing part, it helps you create more results also. It makes you more productive because you
Right.
will be excited for the vacation, you will be working more, and after the vacation you will be much fresh and you will be working more productively. So that is
More
how these things.
productively. Yes, yes,
So what I
absolutely.
did, Hanji. So what I did is I started scheduling my days, like my work hours, but then I started scheduling my life. So now my months and weeks, everything is scheduled. The holidays are already scheduled, and I plan my work according to that. So that is how this thing was created for me.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, audience, please take a note. So, if you want to know how to schedule your life, this is the man you need to go to and find out how you can not only, schedule your weeks and days, but also your complete life.
Yes.
So amazing, amazing. And this is the way to live your life. What better can be there than this? Where you
Right.
get to have your equivalent, opportunity to spend time with the family and plus do your work efficiently.
Yes. And I feel this is a huge gap in the SME business owners also. We,
Big
as
time.
SME
Yes,
business owners, the national builders, which I always call them, we are always into work and we are always a one
yes,
man show, and we sacrifice a lot of our time, like children's PTM and a lot of annual functions and
yes,
everything because of work. But this
yes,
should not be the way we should live our life. We need to have a life which we can like be happy at the deathbed. If I always feel that if I am at that deathbed, I should not be having regrets of not trying my best and also not giving my best to my loved ones. So that is very
yes.
important because we
So
miss
true.
that the most during our journey. We feel अभी काम करते रहेंगे, create कर लेंगे, फिर कभी ना कभी enjoy करेंगे, but वो time कभी नहीं आता. So
वो
you
टाइम
should
कभी
live
नहीं
your,
आता.
Right. So you need to live your life along with, and that is why taking an off, not doing anything, just spending a day with your family is the most precious thing you can do.
Yes. बहुत अच्छी बात you shared right now is, talking about your deathbed. This is something which even I am also a life coach, and I always tell my mentees that when you are procrastinating something and when you are
Mhm.
not doing certain things, just think that you have only 3 months to live.
Right.
And who knows, you actually have 3 months to live.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
that is just a supposition we are giving. But do we know when is our last breath? Is it 3 years later, 30 years later, or 3 months later, or maybe even 3 days later?
Yes.
So
Right.
why postpone anything? And then, when you're on your deathbed, and then you regret that, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and then you ask for more time, and then you don't get any.
Yes. Right.
So such a
So
beautiful thing, actually.
thank you.
What are I mean, I also understand that you started having you become a morning person now, and you used to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and now you begin your day at 4:30. And I
Yes.
know that it's not easy being consistently awake at the same time every single day. So I should ask you, was your purpose the reason behind you being able to do that? What changed in your mindset that helped you?
Okay. Yes. So in my first training, my coach taught us about the benefits of waking up early, or how the successful people create most of their strategies and everything in the mornings. So we were told to that we should try and figure out and wake up early in the morning. But that moment, it instantly clicked me that I can definitely give it a try, though it seemed impossible to me that time to wake up at 4, because I was always waking up at 9 or 10 in the morning, and then not willing to go to office or finding excuses. My wife was expecting at that time, I remember, in 2018, and since she used to wake up a bit late because of the she used to have to take care about herself, so
Hmm.
started taking that as an excuse to wake
Mm-hmm.
up late myself and not going to office.
Right.
So that was, I was so much uh, I was not happy in the office, so I started making excuses. Once I
Right.
realized this morning thing, it took just 3 years 3 days, sorry, it took just 3 days for me to create this for me. One fine day I decided I'll wake up next morning at 4 in the morning. 2 3 days it was very tough for me, but then it became a habit because I was able to create everything in the morning. I realized I am a morning person. All my course structure, my videos, my any everything of my creation is in the mornings. And when we share it also to the people that I am someone who wakes at 4 in the morning, the appreciation, the respect which you get is something which keeps me pushing, honestly, because I was always trying to create something, an identity for me, a different identity. So now I can easily say that yes, I'm someone who starts my day at 4 in the morning, and I create most of my work is done by 8 in the morning, and I am free by 6 or 6:30 in the evening, and then I try to spend time with my family. So my purpose created this for me, and finding that purpose and now following that passion and purpose is helping me being consistent in that. That is how I have been doing this, and I try to tell my participants also to do this. Some of them do follow, and they have created amazing results, and some of them don't, but I don't push them because I know how difficult it was for me also. But most of the successful people, most of the people who have created wonders in their life, they have done it in the mornings, and we generally create things when the people are sleeping. So that is what motivates me and also keeps me
Hmm.
going. If I'm not able to wake up early someday, in the like any day due to any reason, that day all the day I'm not able to create anything. So I am now addicted to waking up in the morning. So that is I love it.
Amazing.
Yes.
Great. So, what are the top three problems that you have identified amongst the SMEs, since you have been now working with them for like 3 years? So, what are the
Yes.
top three problems? Yeah.
The biggest problem is that all the SMEs are so much focused on increasing their sales that they do not focus on the profits part. सेल बढ़ाने के लिए कुछ भी करेंगे और सेल बढ़ाने के लिए एक लॉस पे भी बेच देंगे और फिर बाद में सोचेंगे प्रॉफिट के बारे में. दैट इज व्हाट वी ऑल थिंक. We keep on focusing on the sales, we don't focus on the profits, but it should be the opposite actually. It should, because
Right.
everyone does a business for profits. If we are
Mm-hmm.
not doing a business for profits, there's always an option to open an NGO and do the service. So
Right.
if you're working and giving so much into your business, then you should earn profits and you deserve to create that profits. So that was first realization which I also focus upon in my course. Secondly, we never work on the numbers in our business. We do not focus on the inventory, how much money is stuck in the stocks, how much money is stuck in debtors and everything. And yeah, so this is another problem which I feel. And
Mm-hmm.
we have actually created millions after focusing on the working capital in many businesses. Like
Right.
people have realized 30-40 lakhs of inventory with one decision. Just that, like one decision helped them convert that inventory into cash. So focusing on
Right.
the working capital is very, very important. The
Mm-hmm.
third major issue is SMEs generally feel that we are a small enterprise and we have to do everything on our own. We never calculate our own opportunity cost or our own value of time in terms of money. We keep on
Right.
doing everything on our own. We do not delegate things. मतलब
Right.
सेल्स भी मैंने करनी है, परचेज भी मैंने करनी है. कई केसेस में तो बैंक और सेल की एंट्रियां भी बैंक अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर में मैंने ही करनी है. मैं ही चला
Right.
लेता हूँ. People say कि
Yes.
हाँ मैं ही
Yes.
कर लेता हूँ, अकाउंटेंट को क्या पैसे देने. So we do not
Right.
delegate, and that is why we limit ourselves to a level, and we are not able to grow after that because we do not
Yes.
understand that if we have to grow we need a team, and that
Yes.
team also takes time to build up. So from the day one you should focus only on your strength and delegate the things which you're not good at to the team, and have smart people, rather smarter than you in the team. That these are the three things which I feel needs to be focused upon in all the SMEs.
Great points, I think. I totally, I think, agree because I also belong to a business family and I see that, these problems are definitely there, no doubt about it.
Right.
So, are they open to your suggestions? One thing I want to ask you is, I mean, when you suggest these things, are 100% of the people open? I'm sure some people do take your suggestions, but is everyone generally open?
Anshu, that is something which I would like to share about this. Once I started my course, because the purpose was always to add value, I wanted each of my participant to create best of the results from the course, right? But eventually, I realized that I can always give my best to them, but it is also to them to accept it and
Yes,
take action, right?
yes,
So not everyone definitely uh, takes action, but yes, those who have taken action have created marvelous results. And in a group format, once we see someone taking action and creating the results, the other one generally get motivated at a later
motivated.
stage,
Yes,
and they also
yes,
started taking action. So all the gyan, everything which all the coaches in the world are giving are actually available on YouTube now. So it's not easy, it's not difficult to access that gyan. The major gap is the implementation thing. Now,
yes,
like I can anytime, every morning I can read motivational videos, see motivational videos or see business
yes,
videos and everything, but if I have to create the results I have to implement that also. So
yes,
I have recreated my course in a way that I help only in the implementation part. So everything
right,
which I teach or something, or that gyan is available in my own YouTube channel itself. I have more than 100 videos there, and I
right,
deliver everything which on that channel. But again, the implementation is something, handholding is something which needs to be given, and that is how only
right,
the results are created.
correct, correct.
Yes.
I totally agree. Gyan is like so much about nowadays. I mean, world has become like a global village, and you have YouTube, you have Google,
Yes.
you have everything at your fingertips, actually
Right.
speaking. So why
Yes.
do people go to coaches is for that hand holding, I think, and that
Right.
personalization. Because
Yes.
the YouTube pay, whatever is there is generalized. Maybe the
Yes.
issue that I'm facing, I require someone to hold my hands and look at my
Yes.
unique problem.
Right. And I would like
Yeah.
to give the credits to this realization to my coach, Swati Mittal, you know her very well, and she
Right.
was the one who taught me, because she shared that everything is available on YouTube. You are also putting up videos. This that would be
Right.
available on YouTube, right? So
Yes.
the, the- in 1990s, people didn't have access to this knowledge, but now people have access to abundance of knowledge. So now what matters
Abundance.
is the implementation, screening that, filtering that, or you can
Yes.
either see millions of videos and
Yeah.
learn from them, or you can take help of someone and, like you said, create customized solutions for yourself and create
Yes.
faster results. So now it is
Yes.
an era of implementation only.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right.
So now, what are the tools and or strategies that you use? I mean, while you help them implement, are there any particular strategies or tools that you use to turn it around? Because I also understand that you have helped them rake up about 20 millions uh, put together,
Right.
all your mentees. So, how have you done that?
For what we do is, first we understand the business model, the problems they have, the problems they face. Basically, the problems are always about numbers, right? So, someone, like I have created modules in my course for creating the results. Someday we are
Right.
focusing on expense rationalization. Someday we are
Mm-hmm.
focusing upon profit maximization. Someday we are
Right.
focusing upon like only inventory management and inventory optimization. We would be working on that things, right? Or another day, that part of the module would be focused on the debtors collection or vendors and
Okay.
everything, ratio
Right.
analysis. So since I am a chartered accountant by genes, so my father is a CA, and I took it from him. I was a numbers person always, and we focus on the numbers from day one in our course, and
Right.
we help them create the results only by data analysis and only through those numbers. So that is what we focus upon. And there are two formats to this. Number one is a course, like a group course, in which we also do one-to-ones and try to customize things. Another one is the one-to-one implementation, which I am recently focusing upon, and I am able to definitely create more results in that, because I have more focus and I can give more time to those people. And
Right.
once I am into that business, I deep dive, talk to the owners, talk to the team. First focus what are the problems, then we create the results and the solutions and the techniques accordingly. So जो ज्ञान मैंने business coaches से लिया and everything which I learned, I
Mm-hmm.
realized I cannot implement that as it is here. I have, or from the books also, from the business books, which I've read around two dozen books to create all this. But I realized nothing of this can be implemented as it is. We have to
Right.
customize that according to the market. And SMEs are the most unorganized, so everyone would be having a different problem, and we need to focus on that problem. Focus on
Right.
one thing at a time only and create the results which we want. So that is how we
Right.
create.
Sounds really good. So yeah, of course, I can see there are a lot of tools and a lot of strategies. Again, depending on, I think, the unique challenges that they are facing, which
Yes.
I think you identify first. You know, what are the first three things? I think you identify that
Right.
and work on that, and then later on some more things.
Yes. And I'm a firm believer of 80-20 principle about one thing. I do not focus on everything at a time. I
Right.
tell my participants to focus on the biggest thing, biggest problem, that
Hmm.
20% which will create the 80% result, and then we will
Yes.
get on to the next thing, right? And I
Right.
actually have to stop them at many a times, that we are not going to focus on this part as of now. We will be first creating this, solving this, then
Right.
the next part. So that one
Right.
thing principle helps me a lot to create the results which I want to create for my participants.
Great. So now the first thing I want to ask you here about purpose, because we were speaking about purpose. Good that you realized your purpose. You one day all of a sudden you realize that you were not happy. You were trying to avoid and give excuses for not going to work, and
Yes.
you then got into your thing. But that does not happen with every person in this world. In fact, I would say for most of the people, it's like the same rigmarole, the same cycle which goes on throughout their life, be it they are in business, they are in profession like you, or they are in jobs. They just go on with their lives in autopilot mode and they never, I think, get out of it most of the time. So what do
Yes.
you think is the reason why some people are able to find that purpose and take a step towards it, and why others are not able to?
Okay. So I'll just share a part of my story to answer this question.
Yeah.
I was after I started my CA studies, since my father is also a chartered accountant, I was always called Sharma ji ka beta. And that Sharma ji ka beta, though I'm proud to be Sharma ji ka beta, but I wanted to create my identity, right? So
Right.
I always wanted that people should know myself as through my name, and I should add value. That
Right.
gap of not being able to add value was hitting
Right.
me every day. But from 2012 to 2018, I was in my comfort zone, had a good practice set up by my father, added new verticals to that, enjoying like earning bread and butter and everything. I was not able to get out of my comfort zone. And
Right.
that is the major problem everyone faces. We do not
Yes.
get out of our comfort zone because we either we do not start, or if we want to start, we will always want to perfect it. Like I will first
Yes.
perfect this and then I will start. And that perfection never comes. It is always created. So
Right.
the only gap we have in finding our purpose and following that purpose is we do not start. We blame our external factors. We start accepting ourselves. Like I always felt, यार मैं तो ऐसा ही हूँ. I am an introvert. मैं ऐसा ही हूँ. I cannot speak on public platforms. मैं नहीं बोल सकता. और ठीक है भगवान ने
Right.
मुझे ऐसा बनाया है यार ठीक है. And all those things, like they're always, everyone has some childhood conditionings also which create them the way they are. So I also had my childhood incidents which created me
Yes.
in this way, right? And but eventually when I realized नहीं
Right.
ऐसा नहीं चलेगा, ऐसी जिंदगी नहीं चलेगी, that one moment was enough to decide that I have to follow my purpose. And that moment will come to everyone's life if they just start, they just begin, they just try, take one step. That one step we cannot take because we are so much in our comfort zone that we are
Hmm.
not able. And everyone who has taken that first step has created wonders. It is
Yes.
always about taking that first step, and that is how, like you were just sharing before we went, like that people go out, like they went abroad for the first time and they have created results. So they took the first step, right? They went out
Yes.
of the comfort zone and they created that results. So it's always
Yes.
about socho na bas kar do. I have
Right.
failed many a times, and I'm sure everyone, you or everyone, would have failed many a time before creating this
Absolutely.
results, right? So I have
Yes.
had my workshops when I had very few people coming in and no one converting into the course.
Right.
That day I used to cry, right? I have had my first few one-to-one implementations rejected badly. Like I talked to them, showed them, I am giving the same things to now, to my participants now also. But that time people rejected me, right? And
Right.
I was crying, I was right, feeling very bad that why I'm not able to, I have my purpose clear, I want to start, I have my vision clear, why I'm not able to deliver. But it is
Right.
always about that I didn't give up, I kept consistent, and now it's a different, altogether different story. I'm focusing
Yes.
on one-to-one implementations and actually very happy with the progress I am able to, the results which I am able to create. I am more
Right.
confident now that I will be able to create only because of the fact I didn't give up. I kept on, I was consistent enough. There were gaps when I was dormant, but then I woke up again and I created the
Hmm.
results. So it is always
Right.
about consistency. Failure will always come. Failure comes now also. I'm sure, like
Right.
in the journey after success, also failures come in a lot number of times. We have to stop being afraid of failure and just keep on going and leave everything on the God. Things happen on their own then.
Yes. So true. And I think, okay, so Grow Business is your father. We have Mr. Sharma over here, and
Yes.
he's so proud of you. I can feel that pride in that.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much for joining us over here. I'm sure your son is doing a fantastic work, and a lot of the credit goes to you as well for raising him up in this particular manner, giving him all his character. So, and of course, you should be proud of your son.
Definitely. I'll just take a moment here, Anshu. Some of the
Yeah.
people, like my immediate family, my father, my mother, my wife, are the one without whose support I would not have been able to create all this. And then my
Right.
team also, my office team, like they are a great support to me. They love me a lot and they help me a lot. My father
Right.
actually took a loan of, like I shared in the beginning, of 10 lakhs
Hmm.
on his
Hmm.
FD to invest on my first training, right?
Right.
And
Right.
he always supported and never said no to any of the trainings or anything I wanted to pursue. Had he
Right.
said no that time, I would not have been here, right? Had my wife not
Absolutely.
supported me in waking up early, for because of that, I have to also sacrifice a lot of things at night. I have to sleep early. I have to
Yes.
sacrifice a lot of things, and I also
Yes.
have to disappoint her at times because I have to, like, I am always a bit tired or something at the evening. Or all those times she supported me. My mother
Right.
has been my biggest inspiration. So, and
Yes.
then my son Ridhan created all this for me. Like I always share, he has been my lucky charm, and he has been uh, the the reason for because of which all this was created. So I am totally a person created with the support of my family, and I teach my participants also that no one can grow without their family. No one can grow by sacrificing their family time. It would You will never feel accomplished. You can be successful, but you never feel accomplished if you're not taking your family along. So we all need to focus on our family foremost, and also then all the results will be give more happiness. That is how things can be created.
Beautiful. That's so true because these are the people who are, I mean, not only in your difficult times, they rejoice with you, they are there with you in your challenging times, they are proud of you. And
Yes.
of course, I mean, how can you think of doing things without, their support? So, and it's our duty, it's our responsibility to take them along with us,
Right.
understanding that they also expect certain things out of us. So
Yes. Right.
that is so important. So now, since your father is here, I want to ask the question that he is belonging to a different generation and you belong to a different generation, and we have always heard about the generation gaps. But every generation has its own strengths and its own weaknesses, its own conditioning. So what
Right.
do you think is the strength of your father's generation, and what do you think is your strength of your generation? And
Hmm.
the important question here is, what can happen because of the arising differences between both, and what can happen when both the generations collaborate and support each other.
Yes, that's a beautiful question, Anshu. Thank you for taking this up. Actually, I like for the people of my father's generation, or the earlier generations, as we can call, they were always more hardworking. They are more calm. They take the
Right.
things very calmly and they solve the problems, right? And our generation is always running. They are more active, but I would say they are also more smart in terms of technology and all the resources which we have, right? So, but this generation gap will always be there. It will be between me and my father. It will always be between me and my son also, right?
Right.
Because 20 years, 30 years down the line, life would be different. And I would be in place of my father, and I would be teaching Ridhan about something, and trying, probably we would be aligned or not, I don't know, but that is always the gap, right?
Right.
I have seen businesses getting collapsed because of this generation gap.
Yes.
That is what pains me a lot. Like alignment between the generations. Every generation, like if I have created anything, it is because of my father, right? And definitely, my father would feel the same, that when I joined, I was able to help him in the journey, right? So we always have to listen to each other. We have to respect each other's point of view and find
Yes.
a midway. If the
Yes.
generations collaborate, there can be no better results than this. And if there is a conflict, or there is some ego part coming on between these generations, then big, like all the businesses will not be able to give the results or growth. They would stagnate because that friction will always be there. So we
Yes.
have, I always say, like when I meet my clients, people say that your father is 30, like proud of you and everything. I would say that I am what I am because of my father. Had he
Right.
not taken that decision to pursue CA when his father expired in fifth class, like my
Right.
father, my grandfather died when my father was in fifth class. He was the only one in the family who chose studies and didn't, like, work, didn't choose like I will be working or something. He chose study. He chose BCom and then he chose CA journey in 1980s when it was very very difficult. अगर
Right.
उस टाइम मेरे फादर डिसाइड ना करते कि मैंने सीए करनी है, तो आई वुड नॉट हैव बीन हियर टुडे, नॉट एट ऑल.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that definitely, the credit definitely goes to my father and his vision in 1980s, and that
Right.
experience and all those things which he has learned over this journey. How can I miss that? I can, like, if me and my father are collaborating, I cannot get this experience till I am 50 years of age or 60 years
Right.
of age. So why
Right.
should not we take the help of the experience of the earlier generations, and also the smartness and the new things of the younger generation, and collaborate and create the results?
Yes.
So it's always about
It
alignment.
can be such a tremendous result, and I think that is happening in your case.
Yes.
I
So
think, yeah.
perfect. मतलब it's totally right. I was able to create everything only because my father was aligned to my vision. He was always supporting me, right?
Right.
And there have been conflicts, or my conflicts, or I would say instances when we are having different opinions, but
Right.
we at the end of the day we resolve that mutually, because he loves me a lot and I love him a lot. So that love will always be the bond. We understand that we have to align things and we have to create value out of that. So only setting aside our egos is something which can help you collaborate. Sometimes you have to hear to them, sometimes they will hear you, but ultimately the results would be tremendous if the generations collaborate.
Thank you so much. This was a beautiful answer. I totally resonate with it. And it's so true. I mean, the differences have always been there and it will always be there because the
Yes.
kind of time lapse that happens between us and our sons and daughters, a lot changes. In those
Right.
20 years, a lot changes. I mean, so I think if we operate out of love and respect
Hmm.
for each other, there can always be a midway.
Right.
And yeah, things can be sorted out, things can be enhanced, can we can empower each other, we can empower our purpose, our goal.
Yes. So it mostly happens when I'm in office that my father is praising me in front of clients, that he has done 2 degrees and he has everything and all that. All. But I am always replying that I can be nothing without him. It is his experience which I can never gain till I am 50 or 60 years of age. So
Right.
I am the result of all these things, all the efforts of my father, my wife, my mother, everything, all the support.
Yes.
And I was able to create this only with their support.
Right. So in
Yes.
fact you also have co-authored a book together. I think you and your father together have written a book. Do you have the
Yes.
book right now handy in front of you? I mean, and would you like to kind of tell us more about, what's there in the book? What do you talk about?
Yes. So just give me a moment. I'll grab the book. I have it in my cupboard. Just give me a moment. Yes, Anshu. So speed up business growth with strong balance sheet is something is the name of book which my father has authored and I have co-authored with him. So this is actually the experience of my of 3 decades of my father, which he has written and drafted in the written form, and and he started following this dream of writing a book when I started waking up early. He joined me in this. We both started waking up early and he invested that time in writing this thing. When he wrote the first draft, after that, I joined him and I tried to just give a finish and all sorting things out. And that is why I give major of the credit of this book to my father. He has created this. He has summed up his 3 decades of experience in this. And CAs are like CAs and balance sheets are always considered to be synonyms. So we have
Yes.
we have created in this booklet how a strong balance sheet can actually help speed up your growth. And there are
Right.
tools and very small, very simple tools which we can implement right away after reading this book and create the results. So
Right.
this book is all about making your balance sheet stronger and creating the results.
Can we see the book once again?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Okay, yes.
fantastic.
So this
Thank
is
you
the
so
book.
much.
And this has been actually the experience of 3 decades of experience of my father. So I am just a co-author. I do not I try to not take much credits of this book because I know how much efforts and how much hard work he has done to create this.
Right. Thank you so much. So, my last question to you in this round, and basically, we are in this Limitless show, and I'm always drawn to this word limitless in my own life as well.
Yes.
So, my question to you is, do you believe in the limitlessness of the human spirit, the human being, the human potential? And if you do, then who, according to you, is limitless?
I totally believe, number one, that we have limitless potential. And I never believed it 3 years before now. I was a person who was always accepting things. I am an introvert. I cannot speak on public platforms. I cannot talk to girls. I am a shy person, right? I do not know what to do in life. I have been gifted all this. I was not able to create this. And a lot, many of barriers which I had created for me.
Right,
But everything is broken now. I can speak to girls. I can speak confidently. I can speak on public platforms. And I have actually few months, 2 or 3 months back, me and my wife hosted a show kind of thing for 300 people here in Ludhiana for JCI. That was a big removal of barrier for us because I always felt that I cannot do it. I was the one who used to, like, legs used to shake up once I hold the mic. The moment I was
right,
told to go on stage, I would start going blank. But now I have
right,
created. I my one of my participant told that, sir, आपको नहीं पता 4 साल 5 साल पहले या 6 साल पहले जब आप मिले थे तो आप क्या थे? आप में बोलने का कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं था, आप में बोलने की हिम्मत नहीं थी, और आज आप बोलते हो, मैं सुनता हूँ आपको. Exactly these wordings he used.
right,
He's one of my participants for the one-to-one implementation also now, and he's creating tremendous results. He said
right.
कि सर आप मतलब आप बस चुप करके बैठे रहते थे, आप बोलते नहीं थे, और अब आप इतना
Uh,
बोलते हो, मैं सुनता हूँ. Right?
right,
So such moments tell me that everything was created by myself. Till 28 years of age, I was creating these barriers for me. I
right.
was accepting me in my comfort zone and not taking the challenge, right? So, and like you shared your journey also before this being going we going live. We definitely feel that everyone is limitless. It is just our own limited beliefs which stop us. We
Yes,
have to let go of them, and once we decide to let go of them, then there is no looking back. We just have to take the steps and take the challenges. That is how the results can be created. So no one is introvert. Even if you are an introvert, it is a blessing.
yes.
Being
It
introvert is
is.
also a blessing. Yes. So
Yes, yes,
and even if you're a shy person or anything, it is a blessing. You just need to know how to make your weaknesses your strength, and also how to focus on your strength more to create things for you. So I totally believe that everyone is limitless. A person who used to wake up at 10, if he can wake up at 4:30, and not only, I'm just quoting myself because I'm trying to derive lessons out of my story. Otherwise, we
yes,
have people everywhere around who have
yes, yes.
my wife, my spouse. She joined JCI and now she's a zone trainer. She never,
Okay,
like, she created these things. Now she will be a national trainer next year. So national
right,
train from someone who never wanted, like, who always dreamt of this but never created this. And
right.
I'm sure you will have your own share of stories where we have removed our barriers and created results.
Yes,
So don't worry about failures. Just start, because start is always the biggest stop, and you just have to take that first step, then look after. Like, you cannot, if it's night, you can just see about the next few meters, right? If the light is on, you don't have to see the destination. Just
yes.
see the next few meters and keep on moving. The results will be created eventually. So every person is limitless. Only thing which bars us, which stops us, is our own limited beliefs. We just have to remove them.
Wonderful, wonderful share. I think, Arsh, that is so true because everyone is limitless. Only they believe in that.
Yes.
The
Right.
only thing is the self doubt, the fear, the do not wanting to get out of that comfort zone. I think these are the only things that bind us to that limited thing. Otherwise,
Right.
nothing can stop us from being
Yes.
limitless.
Yes.
So let me, yeah, you want to say something else?
No, I was just actually fascinated and happy with the name of your show and the name, like you also call yourself the Limitless Coach, right? So that is
Yes,
something which is beautiful. You are helping people in get their potential, in like remove the barriers and be limitless, right? So that
yes.
is actually the biggest value addition you can contribute, you can do to anyone's life. So I would say that it's a great thing you're doing and keep on doing. It's a wonderful initiative, wonderful area to focus upon actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Means a lot to me. And before we now move on to our next round, which is called the lightning bolt round, I just want to go ahead and again acknowledge a lot of our audience comments which have come. So we
Yes.
have Vikram Bhamra, we have Manmeet Singh, we have Rajkumar, Sunil Marwal, Mansi Chawla, then your dad was there, then Vijay Madhya, Rajender Sood, Shivam Batra, Narinder Munjal. We have all these people who have commented, and lovely comments we have got from all of them. So thank you so much once again to all the audience for sending so much of your love and support. Now let's move on to the next round.
Yes.
Okay, great. So what is one bad habit that you have?
Okay. So is this like rapid fire thing?
Yeah, it's a kind of a rapid fire. I mean, you you can just answer that.
Okay, because I have to think upon that and also try to be authentic about this. Like, though I don't feel it's a bad habit, but I feel uh, I can sleep anytime, and I feel I miss out some things on this because like it's I I feel I feel lazy, like exerted at night, and I feel I need to focus more upon this. Like after my energy level is down, I have to focus. I just want to sleep and let go of the world, and that is something which I am focusing on right now.
Okay, I think that's not a bad habit. When you're
Yes.
exerted, where you're tired, you are supposed to sleep.
Okay,
So
I'll
I
take it
think
that way then. Is there a pass option also for such questions?
no, you can't.
Okay. Okay.
Your
Yes.
favorite holiday destination. So this is a good one.
Missouri. Missouri. Me
Okay.
and my wife are going there every year now since 3 years, and we are already planning for this year. I love the place, and Sakshi also loves the place.
Any particular reason? One reason behind it?
The monsoons. It's
The
beautiful there.
monsoons.
Yes, it's
Okay.
beautiful.
Nice. What's the
Yes.
nicest thing anyone has ever said to you?
ओके सो द लास्ट आई रिमेम्बर इज कि बेटा आप एक लहर चला रहे हो लुधियाना में, इस लहर की बहुत ज़रूरत है इन लोगों को, यहाँ पे बिजनेस ओनर्स को, और जो कर रहे हो वो करते रहना, कभी रुकना मत. दिस वाज वन ऑफ माय
Wonderful.
अंकल्स एंड क्लाइंट्स एंड आई वाज सच थिंग्स कीप मी मूविंग एंड आई फील यस कुछ ठीक कर रहा हूँ.
Definitely, definitely, completely.
थैंक यू.
How would you want to be remembered after you are gone?
A family man, a person who always loved people and always added a lot of value to the people who were in their circle. So, value addition and respect are something which keep me moving. I would always want myself to be remembered as that.
Great.
Yes.
जरूर आपकी आप ऐसा काम कर रहे हो, so I'm sure it will happen, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
Which is your favorite movie?
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
Okay,
Because of
yeah,
the
that
holiday destinations and the fun they have.
the fun they have, and the fact that life is to be lived only once.
Yes, yes. So I have watched that movie n number of times, and it's still like the last I remember आधी देखी थी, आधी अभी पड़ी है, about 10 days back. So I
Right.
keep on watching that movie again and again, and Sakshi is really frustrated with that movie now. कि ये क्या इसको क्यों देखते रहते हो बार बार?
Nice, nice. So, what are the top three books that you would recommend people to read that are like your very, very favorite?
One thing, change your question, change your life. These
Hmm.
two are something which create your like they help you creating a vision and focus. And for the business part, e-myth is very very important for the people,
E-myth.
especially for SMEs. E-myth
Okay.
creates, it's a story which tells how being organized and delegating things will help you create the results. So these three books definitely are on the part, and there are a lot more for the business people. Since you asked for three, so these three came up to my mind.
Right, right.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I forgot this one also. Speed up business
Yeah.
growth with strong balance sheet. This is something.
Right, right.
Yes,
Your most favorite quotation or quote?
but one the thing which I quote always to my participants is start is always the biggest stop. So I feel we do not start
I'm
things
sorry,
and
lost you.
yes. Now are you able to hear me?
Yeah,
So my favorite quote or which keeps me drawing and which I tell to my participants is that start is always the biggest stop. You
right.
just have to start. सोचो मत कर दो.
कर दो, हाँ.
Yes.
Right. Define Arsh.
Harsh. Okay. A person for whom emotions and energy are very, very important. A person who can do anything for respect. A person who can actually put money also at stake for respect, since because of the childhood conditionings and all the incidents, like all the which created me. And a person with who is very emotional and always a person who cries very easily, like I can cry, that is my reliever actually. If I am feeling bad about something, I cry alone in a room and I feel okay after that. Like that is my stress reliever. And a person who truly truly believes in God. I am no one without my God. He has the one who has created everything in my life.
So beautiful. So you make me actually remember that Raymond's the complete man. So you're a strong man. That means weak
Yes,
men don't cry.
yes,
They feel
yes.
it's an insult to their masculinity.
No, yes, but I don't feel this. I really feel that it's everyone deserves to shed off their emotions. If you're
Right.
feeling it, like you, and I think everyone does that. They just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah. What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is right now, or in the last year, it was like sacrificing number one. The biggest fear was failure, but I am trying to
Hmm.
cover up that now. That
Hmm.
has always been there.
Hmm.
And since something the thing which I'm doing, it takes a lot of consistency and also a lot of efforts to keep on doing. Like if I'm making videos for my YouTube channel, and since you are also running a YouTube channel, you would understand every time you would have to take that extra step to create something different, right? And
Yes.
the fear of failure is very much there, and also the fear of losing time of my family and my son for anything. I do not want
Right.
to compromise on that by any means. If, like Sundays are for family, I would love to spend time with my family. And if I am not able to do that, I always feel that well, इस रास्ते में भी कुछ ऐसा ना आ जाए कि मैं अपनी फैमिली का टाइम सेक्रीफाइस करना पड़े मुझे. So I
Right.
will not be able to do that.
Right. Thank you for being so authentic.
Yes, thank you.
And the last one, if there
Oh,
was
thank
one
you.
wish that could be fulfilled right now, what would that be?
Okay. Professionally or in, I'll talk in
Anything.
terms of.
It can be anything. Anything.
Okay. I should be able to have that type of that amount of resources and money so that I can help a lot of people, SME business owners, since create the results, and also do a lot of charity for the small childrens who are on traffic lights begging. That is something which I relate a lot, and for educating them or create a better life. So I feel that I should have that amount of resources कि मैं उन सबका कुछ कुछ हेल्प कर सकूं उनकी.
Wonderful. Thank you. May God fulfill all your wishes. May you create that abundance and that life which you want to fulfill and live. So,
Thank you so much.
thank you. And we last this comment from Sheenu Sharma. She says, "Great." So I think we had a fantastic conversation. Lot of value add, and if there are a lot of SMEs, especially who are watching this, definitely it makes a lot of sense for them. Otherwise, also I think there was a lot of takeaways from this conversation. Thank you for adding so much of value. So, any last message now to the audience who's watching you before you say bye bye to them?
Yes. So I two things I would want to discuss. Number one, for the audience, that we really truly deserve a wonderful life. We just have to take the action. Please don't compromise. Please don't be in your comfort zone. Either you are a business owner or a person who is doing a job. Live your potential, live your life to the fullest thing. And also, never compromise on your family for anything, because they would be the only ones who would be there in those years of life when you will need them. No one else would be there. So your family needs to be on the top, number one on the pyramid always. And second thing, it's not for the audience, it's for you, Anshu. Thank you for this opportunity, and you are really doing a great job by taking people on board, having their sharings, and motivating all the audience, all your limitless tribe, as you called in the beginning, to keep up. Like, even I would say, I'm sure you are impacting a lot of lives, but even if you are able to transform one life, that is something which is tremendous. So please keep on doing this, keep on inspiring people. And I am your follower now. I am going to follow all your lessons and everything. So you are doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Arsh. That was so kind of you, and it really it has touched my heart. I'll definitely keep doing what I'm doing and try to impact more and more lives, no doubt about it. And I wish you the same. God bless you, and you impact millions of people all across India, and then mostly, the world. So that's the wish that I have for you. And thank you so much for your valuable time, your wisdom, and all the things that you put in this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you to all the wonderful audience for all the comments, for actually giving me that support. All those comments actually helped me being more authentic and share everything. So thank you so much, Anshu, and all the wonderful audience for hearing patiently to me and supporting me with your kind words in the comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. Hey people, thank you so much for being with us for last 1 hour. I'm sure it was something that you would cherish for a long time. There was so much of learning. So if we can do this, if we can find our purpose, if we can work towards it, I'm sure you are no less. If you identify what makes you happy, if you identify what are the skill sets you have, if you identify what does the world require, what problems it's facing, and how you can be of provide a solution to that problem, go right ahead. And as Arsh rightly said, take one step at a time. Just get started. Don't be afraid. Take that first step. That first step is the most crucial one. And even if you cannot see light very far off, just keep seeing 100 meters and keep going, and the destination will not be far off. So with this note, and again, good news is the 16th of February, the show which we have is the 1 year anniversary of the Limitless show. And I have a very special guest who's going to be here. And I want you to be there at 8 o'clock on 16th of February with us, so that we can have a little anniversary celebration. So thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. Have a great night. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.